WSIC. Listen on demand, WSICFM.com.
I want to see the kind of industries that are opening up.
This is Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. Local Biz Now.
You have to determine what is working, what isn't working.
Joe Vagnone is a respected business broker, helping individuals buy and sell businesses. Joe has successfully owned and operated many companies in a variety of industries. This is Local Biz Now, because your business matters.
Yeah, and you are listening to the #1 talk business show in all of North Carolina. We come to you live from the brand new Burner Cigar Studio, home of the finest premium cigars and cigar smokers in the world. Great people, premium cigars. Life is good at Burner Cigars, located in Birkdale Village, right in the same parking lot as Dick's Sporting Goods. I encourage you to go by there, especially during the holidays. If your significant other does any kind of smoking, I promise you, you walk in the door, you go straight to the counter, tell them his or her name, and they'll know exactly what they're smoking, and they'll be able to help you pick out. You do not have to know cigars for them to be able to help you pick something out for your significant other for the holidays. And I can assure you, they would like a delicious and tasty cigar for Christmas. I promise you that. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do at News Talk WSIC. 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM. I am Joe Vagnone. This is Local Biz Now. Let me prove to you why we are #1 business talk radio show in North Carolina. We have been going strong for over 10 years. We're well over 800 small business owners and community leaders have been interviewed. We have well over 525 videos that we have on the tubes. Please go to the tubes and subscribe. We have 111 subscribers. I want more. I want to get to 125. That'd be spectacular. Go to Joe Vagnone Business Broker. Go to Joe Vagnone Business Broker at YouTube and subscribe. And all of our videos, everything we've done over the last 10 and a half years are on there. And Julie's just done a great job of breaking everything out, whether you want business help or tactics or tricks or tools and that sort of stuff. It's all right there. We are also live on the book, live on the tubes, and live on the tweets. And so those of you that don't know Joe Talk, that is Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And please feel free to go there. And if you want to chit-chat with us on Facebook, I will do my best to try and respond on Facebook. Keep in mind that Facebook's about 45 seconds behind, so sometimes your question kind of misses the conversation. And as you know, every month we have a brand new co-host that helps me through this, and this month is no exception. We have my friend, whether he will admit it or not, Patrick Reynolds. I also like to call him the Kardashian of Lake Norman. That's because he knows nothing, he sees nothing, he says nothing, he does nothing. I've never seen him contribute to society in any way. But everybody loves Patrick. Everybody knows him, and everybody wants to be Patrick. Patrick, my friend, thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate it.
Joe,
don't just love that intro.
Joe, of all the introductions that I have ever heard for me in my life, that one was the most recent. Did you work on that all week? You've been working on that all month. You've been polishing that. You know,
I've been working and working and working. Your intro's difficult.
Because I don't
do nothing.
Anything. Yeah.
You have no skill sets.
None
Absolutely
whatsoever.
no skills.
None whatsoever. None.
And people keep you around. I don't understand. I don't understand.
They want to hang around me. They want to
listen.
Hang around them.
They want to listen to you speak. They want. They want you to MC for them. They want you to take photos with. Yeah. I don't understand it.
I am close to
you are Kardashian.
800 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
And Kim has a few hundred million. I know, but I am closing the gap. Patrick Kardashian is reeling her right in, but we're gonna get there. I have a question for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Since you pointed out I didn't ask a lot of questions last week.
You only asked one question. There's the poorest co-host record in the history.
I have no skills. I have no skills. So here's my first question of this show to you, Joe.
Boy. Oh, boy.
I was listening to your fine commercial for the fine folks at Burner Cigars.
Yeah.
They're here at the Burner Cigar Studio. So if I go into Burner Cigars,
yes,
and I say I want a Christmas present for Joe Vagnone.
Oh yeah, that would be good. That'd be good.
They'll know what to give me.
Yes.
And if they hand me a piece of coal, should I be concerned or should I just keep the coal, take it, and say, okay,
I would be disappointed, but you make a good point. It's possible. It's they've known me at Burners for years, so it's possible there might be a piece of coal that is given with the advice on what cigar to get Joe. That's absolutely a true thing.
So am I still good for nothing? No skills.
Well,
good for nothing.
I do see some skill in that.
Yeah, there you go. I'm Christmas shopping for you. I'm plugging a sponsor. I'm giving business to a local company.
Okay.
And I'm boosting the local economy, all with one question.
Skills.
Huh?
You just make this look easy.
I make it look easy. I make it look easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, okay.
Now.
Okay.
You know.
I know.
You cannot be a co-host on this show unless we are prepared to pull something from the Google and talk about it.
I learned that recently.
Today, it's not from the Google.
Today, so you're breaking your own rule.
Today, it is from my buddy who owns Newsletter Pro. Newsletter Pro is it's probably the top newsletter professional for B2B professionals in the country. They're actually out of Canada. They do an exceptional job, and he writes a newsletter himself and sends it out to his clients, and I'm one of them. And I want to read to you he's been in business 12 years. And so I'm going to go through these, and if you've got a thought, let me know. I want to hear if Patrick's got something to say about these things, okay?
I usually can't shut up, so I probably have thoughts on most everything there.
Well, I've already read this, and this guy's just right on. He really is. He's saying, here are the things I want you to know about. I've been in business 12 years. He's very successful, multi-million-dollar business that he's created, helping people send out newsletters, specializing in B2B. Here's number one, okay? Fear is healthy. A little bit of paranoia is actually healthy for small business people. I've just found that to be absolutely true. I have yet to meet a good small business person that doesn't hate its competitor. When I say hate, I mean in jest. But I mean, truly, you really are looking at competitors and you really are wondering what are they doing because you want to stay one step ahead of them. And I just find that to be very common. And it's funny that he made that number one because most of us small business people, we are always thinking, what if, there's a competitor doing something.
Reminds me of a phrase I've heard a lot in the last few years, and I'll paraphrase it. Everything you want is right on the other side of fear.
Interesting.
Everything you want.
Interesting. Okay, Wilton is looking at me like you're not going to miss this cue again, are you?
We just started.
We're not going to miss it. We're not going to miss it. Are you ready?
I am ready. I'm ready.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more about the top things to know for small business people. If it's Monday afternoon, say it, Patrick.
Your business matters.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
You almost said Friday morning.
More Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone is coming up on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Baby, how was it? Was that good, baby?
How's he doing?
Did I energize you? Did I excite you?
Performing at Kane Center for the
No, did I make you nervous?
December 9th.
You want to pull Mama out of here before she embarrasses herself?
Outsiders will take you back to the year 1981.
Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Their unique and electric tribute act.
And
That's it.
I'm still in the habit. If it's Friday morning, your business matters. We got if it's Monday afternoon. I'm still like that when it's.
What I want to do is say if it's WSIC, your business matters. That's what I need to say.
December 3rd
If it's
in Mooresville,
WSIC, yeah.
December 5th in
Should I do
Mooresville,
that?
and
Just
December 11th.
So we're
skip
gonna
the
change
day.
it again?
Wilton's over there saying yeah. But nobody pays no attention to Wilton.
For more info, visit Lake Norman Sing.
Oh, does it?
The community singers of Lake Norman.
Oh, well,
Lake
see,
Norman
now didn't
Sings
tell, but I forgot I've been running on Saturdays for 10 years.
Yeah.
Want to see
Well,
more
we
than
used to have
5
a
million
nice,
Christmas lights at one time?
Lake Norman
Speedway
block. When we
Christmas is
first started
back.
getting down here out of
Happening
state,
daily. The amazing Speedway
and
Christmas at Charlotte
Serenity
Motor
Now,
Speedway is
Joshua
happening
Dobie,
now through
years
January
ago used to
7th.
have like show
The show
showing
is
them,
open
let's
6
build
to
this
10
into Lake
p.m.,
Norman
rain
type of
or
thing.
shine.
And it's like,
The infield
it's growing,
Christmas
took Justin
Village
by
is
and
open
kind of
Thursday,
went.
Okay, so we can say WSIC.
Christmas
We're gonna
at
change. So we're gonna
Charlotte
change this
Motor
again. I have
I
thought
think
about
we're
it.
gonna, I think we're gonna try and change it.
Monday afternoon. I haven't even learned that yet. We're gonna change it again.
It took me a month and a half to get Monday.
I'm still there. I'm still not there.
All right, Wilton, we ready? How much time we got, Wilton?
Now and Christmas Eve in Birkdale. For more
We're
info
live?
and
What?
to schedule
All
your
right.
time
I'm
with
kidding.
Santa, visit birkdalevillage.com.
Say what? Over a minute. Ah, that's a lifetime.
That's a long
Enjoy some
time.
time with Santa and the Winter Wonderland.
Yeah, I mean,
experience.
there's times on
A classic
Mondays.
Christmas in
Julie
Mooresville,
said, "Stop
Friday,
picking on
December
Wilton
8th. For more info,
and pay
visit
attention to him."
mooresvillenc150.com. Have an
No,
event
no,
you
not
would like to
picking on
tell
me,
people
huh?
about?
All right.
Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSIC
Okay,
News.
All right.
we got 9 minutes to get through 11 things.
We can do it.
We're gonna do it?
Yes, we will.
And now for a look at your weather
Okay.
forecast from the WSIC
All right.
Weather Center. As you head through the rest of the afternoon, the
had
sun's
an
going to
article.
stay out, and that high temperature should be up near 53 degrees. We'll also have a slight breeze, around 7 to 9 miles per hour. Heading into the evening, mostly clear skies, and that overnight low is going to be below freezing tonight. We'll dip down around 27 degrees. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Call now to speak
I
with
don't have
Joe
hair there
Vagnone at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Local Biz Now on WSIC.
Yeah. You are listening to Local Biz Now. If it's WSIC, say it, Patrick. Say it, say it, say it.
Your business matters.
Yeah, that's right. And we are here live at the Burners Cigar Studio, home of the finest premium cigars and cigar smokers in the world. Great people, premium cigars. Life is good at Burners Cigars, located in Birkdale. Please go by there and buy a gift for your significant other. Tell Josh that Joe sent you. Okay, so what we were doing with my no account, no good for nothing, don't know nothing co-host,
You're welcome.
Patrick Reynolds, a.k.a. Lake Norman Kardashian, because everybody wants to be a Patrick.
Everybody needs a Julie. and I would
Everybody
hope-
needs a Julie.
But everybody wants to be a Patrick.
Nobody needs Patrick. Okay, so, but it's interesting that I pick on you like that because you and I used to do breakfast for years.
Yes.
And you were my go-to person for advice.
We ran a lot of ideas past
Yeah,
each other
yeah,
on Friday mornings.
That's right. So when people hear me picking on you, if they really knew me, they'd know I'm just picking
If they
on
know us, yeah, it's a good natured.
you. If they don't, I'm burning you up.
There's a Joe Vagnone hate club out there. If they don't know us, so let's let the audience know. Yeah,
Okay.
we're friends. We like each other. It's all
Okay.
good.
yeah.
And let me tell you something else, pal.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about the 12 things that small business people need to know.
Yes.
We already talked about number 1.
Yes.
Fear and paranoia is good. Number 2.
2.
To succeed, take boredom out of your vocabulary.
I like that.
So, this is kind of interesting because some small business people need to do the same thing day in and day out. They need to do that because that's what the customer wants. The customer wants that consistency. I go there for the same thing, right? If I want something different, I'm going to a different business, right? And so you might be bored, but the customer wants what it is you're providing and make sure you continue to provide them with value. So that's really what he's talking about here. Listen, if you don't want to do it, then go ahead and pay somebody else to do it for you.
That avenue, just take the boredom out of it. I think as a business owner, you have to be able to pivot and adjust because your customer may stay the same, but the market does not. The market in itself in any business will change. It evolves over time. However, one-to-one with a customer, you may have that customer for 30 years. They may stick with the same thing. However, don't think all your customers are like that. Your market and your customer base will change pay attention to that. You have to pivot.
Okay,
with
wait.
that.
Oh, you getting ahead.
Am I getting ahead?
You getting ahead.
So I am good for something.
You getting
Finally.
You getting it. You surprising me.
Okay.
You might actually know something.
Maybe.
Okay. Number 3.
All right.
Just hang on to that thought.
It's-
Because that ain't number 2. Let me just be clear. It's not number 2, okay?
Still trap.
Okay.
Between ears. Still trap. I'm holding the thought.
You need to gather customer data. I got to tell you something. This is a big one. This is a modern day thing. Most just small business people really could not care who our customer was. We cared how many, we would count what they were buying, but we wouldn't actually care about the actual client. And nowadays, the data is extremely important.
I think who the person is matters. We discussed that before the show started. With our guests coming up, we're going to delve into this aspect. I believe that KLT, know, like, trust. Who are they? You build business through relationships. If you like someone and know them, it's already sold. You're going to pick up the phone and do business with them. I believe that's what this is saying. That's that aspect.
Okay. Number 4.
Yeah.
When it comes to marketing, diversity is king. And listen, I've heard this many, many times, which is omni-channel, right? Like you have to do all the different things that are out there. Julie been forcing me to do the book, and to do the tubes. And listen, I'm a 60-year-old man. I got to be honest with you. I don't like all that social media, but it absolutely is important. You cannot brand yourself and your company unless you're doing that. And that's what this is talking about. Use all the medias. Try and be out there in some fashion.
All your customers are not coming from one spot. They're coming from various places. Whether you like that space or not is irrelevant. You have to keep track of your people, where they're coming from.
You know what that reminds me of? Years ago, I was a master at the Yellow Pages. I knew exactly where to put the ad. I knew exactly. And when I wanted to really ramp things up, I buy me a full page, and I know I'm going to dominate. But I hated the Yellow Pages. It's just something I had to do.
Whether you like it or not, doesn't matter.
You got me there. You got me there. You're right. You got me. Okay, number 5. Plug all your data into a CRM system. For those of you, if you don't know what CRM means, you're behind. It means customer relationship management. You have to have some kind of software system. That is just paramount nowadays.
People did it, like you said, back in the old days, way, way, way back. It was a ledger. It was a notebook. It was a pen and paper. Now,
or it was the Rolodex.
That was another way. It was a notebook. But either way, you kept track of it.
Here's a test. I wonder how many people listening even know what a Rolodex is.
Hand raised. I know what the Yellow Pages are. I know what a Rolodex is.
Record player.
I had a record player. I know what 8 tracks are. Yeah, good stuff.
Okay. So number 6.
6.
Your customers and prospects are happy when you give them added value. I can't tell you how many people miss the point. They want additional information. They want to be given and consulted and given advice, and they don't want you to charge them another 10 cents for that kind of stuff.
They've positioned you, the business, as the expert in the field. They want to come to you for solutions to whatever problem they have. They don't want you to say maybe miss the lift. They want to know what's the answer to whatever problem I have, whatever service, whatever something, the widget off the shelf. I need something to fix whatever I got going on in my life. Be the expert.
And or have the referral to help them with somebody that can know. Because you don't have to know everything.
No, but if you can, you got to know a guy.
You got to know a guy. You got to know a guy.
Even if the guy's a woman. You got to know a guy.
That's right.
You got to have a guy.
That's right. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 7.
7.
If you have a sloppy sales funnel, you will lose leads. Now, most people that have a sloppy sales funnel, they don't know what this means right here. But there really is a system and a process. Julie and I spent years knowing exactly how to plug in, whether it's and we have a title for them on our CRM system. There's an inquiry, right, person, or there is a person that may in fact be wanting to sell their business, a seller. And we literally have a system and a process that we put them through. If you don't have that, I'm telling you, you are losing sales. No question about it.
You know what Wes Muntz taught me about the sales funnel? He phrased it like this. You have to flood the sales funnel for revenue to drip out. That sales funnel has to constantly be filled, and you have to stay organized with where they're coming from and keep flooding it revenue drips.
And number 8 is build a never-ending sales funnel. That means these omni-channels, you have to keep things flowing constantly into this system, into this process.
We live in Lake Norman. You might have had a customer for 30 years, but there's new people moving here every single day.
Or in my case, the truth is, I may know them for 5 years, right? But it may be the 6th year that they decide to sell their business. So I've got a long lead time. You know, my son made fun of me one day, and he said, "Yeah, Dad, that means they got to like you for 6 years." That's hard.
Good thing you don't sell 30-year mortgages. Those poor people, huh?
Okay, don't cancel. Number 9, don't cancel successful programs just because there's another program out there, a company out there offering something better and shinier and that sort of stuff. Now, that's hard to do because remember, number 1, we're kind of paranoid, so we're always afraid somebody else is going to try that shiny new marketing technique, so I want to try it too. So this one's kind of tricky for me.
I file that under the diversification that you talked about earlier with the social media and where your customers are coming from. Just because you find them in a new spot doesn't mean the old one isn't working. Go with an and rather than an or on this one. Yes, keep bringing in new customers from a new avenue.
That steel trap is working today.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Did you know I give talks on sales improvement?
Okay.
I do.
I know you give the talks and the speeches and all
People
that.
show up for it, too.
They actually show up, do they?
People show up. They want to hear me talk. A public speaker, people talk.
Number 10.
10.
Customer consistency equals stability. I kind of already touched on that up a few points. To me, that's like just the core. I believe the client has to know what they expect before they ever get. The expectation is so important.
The consistency. Constantly give them good service every single time. Wise words my dad shared with me. It will take you 2 years to build a customer, but it will take you only 2 minutes to lose them. Keep that up. Just because they're a long-time customer, keep that customer service up and at the highest regard every time they come through the door.
And this is also breaking up into 2 points. They're saying consistently keep in contact with them also.
Yeah.
Which is what he does as a newsletter professional, right?
Another Wes Muntz lesson is that every so many 30 days, 60 days, 90, whatever the customer is, pick up a phone, just call them, see how they're doing. Don't try to sell them anything. See how they're doing, see how things are going, see how you can help with whatever they have going on. Sometimes you might just talk about the kid's softball game. Good, that's building relationships, but just touch them.
About a year and a half ago, I had a guy just bothering me.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
I don't really like people, you understand? And so he was just bothering me, and he called me 4 or 5 times, leaving messages, texting me, emailing me. And then he said, "Hey, Joe, I got this new cigar I want to drop by." I text him, "Okay, fine, you come on by." So once you get to know them, you know how to connect with them.
You're a human too.
We started doing business. He got me on the cigar.
Who are you as a person?
Okay, number 11.
11.
Check your ego at the door. I must tell you that is probably the biggest challenge I have in my business, that there are so many. And, it's kind of catch-22 because you got to have an ego with you to be able to do that, to be able to do this business.
Agreed. When I'm on stage, it's tough for me. I got to keep my head small.
Last one.
Yep, 12.
Ask if you don't know. That's the last one.
Admit it. I always respect somebody if they say they don't know something, but I'll find out, as opposed to the person that'll flub it and try to act like they do. I appreciate that as a two-way street.
Okay, we're gonna talk to our guest when we get back. You are listening to Patrick.
Say it.
Kardashian.
There you go.
If it's WSIC.
3 sentences. You put a period after each one. Your business matters. That's how you say it. That's how you say it.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
There's more Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone on the way from the new 105.9 100.7
What happened to my water?
WSIC.
Hey, baby, will you go get my water?
42 years, Johnson's Parts and Supply has been your auto value auto parts store. When you need auto parts, think Johnson's Parts and Supply. Your auto value auto parts store. 112 Shelton Avenue, Statesville.
Do nothing, know nothing.
Look at your weather forecast from the
Useless.
WSIC Weather Center. As you head through the rest of the afternoon, the sun's going to stay out, and that high temperature should be up near 53 degrees. We'll also have a slight breeze, around 7 to 9 miles per hour. Heading into the evening, mostly clear skies, and that overnight low is going to be below freezing tonight. We'll dip down around 27 degrees. This has been the weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Other social media. But I'm like, I should
check out these great
You have not subscribed to Joe Vagnone?
And you can get cozy with the new fireplace and save up to $350 in rebates on Cozy Heat fireplaces.
When you were well below 100 subscribers,
when purchasing gas log sets over $700. Best of all, when I take a start at $450. Visit GNB.
Look at me now with 111.
Joe Kardashian.
I didn't even know I had a YouTube channel until 6 months ago.
Folks, you know Randy Marion sells vehicles the King of Price way, but did you know our service department? We service vehicles the King of Price way. We sell tires, we sell brakes, we sell batteries, we sell the maintenance. We help you keep your vehicle on the road safe, ready to drive, whatever the season is. Randy Marion service departments have you covered. Come see us today, because folks, again, you know we sell the King of Price way, and we do service the King of Price way.
King of Price.
Depending on whether Julie likes you or not.
You
have to ask her.
We know what that answer.
I'm at risk for
We know what that answer is going to be.
If you're 19 or older with
I'm going to have to go by Burner Cigar, by
COPD,
Julie.
or heart disease,
That cigar won't get her.
Wine.
Ask your doctor or pharmacist about
if she's listening on the book during the commercial, Julie, feed me your Christmas bribe list on Facebook. I'll check it out later. See what I got to do to come back to this.
Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine.
Good Chardonnay, I don't know, good rosé. Oh, I know what you think so? Yeah. Okay. Okay, Julie, did you hear that? It says good rosé.
For full prescribing information,
so if I trust
call
you,
1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Now more Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Yeah. You are listening to the #1 top business radio show in all of North Carolina, coming to you live from New Berners Cigar Studio, home of finest premium cigars and cigar smokers in the world. Great people, premium cigars. Life is good at Berners Cigars, located in Birkdale Village in the parking lot of Dick's Sporting Goods. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. If it's WSIC, your business matters. And I'm here with my co-host, Patrick Reynolds, also known a.k.a. Kardashian of Lake Norman, because he does nothing, says nothing, sees nothing, knows nothing. He's just nothing.
Kind of gives you a thrill just to be in the same room with me, doesn't it?
And everybody wants to be Patrick. You know, in my world, everybody needs a Julie.
Yes.
And everybody wants to be Patrick.
I need a Julie, though.
So that's up to you.
Yeah.
You can't have my Julie.
Why?
Just stay away from her.
Why?
Just stay away from her.
Okay. Now I know. What I'm hearing is make her an offer. She would do well with Patrick Kardashian Enterprises, I think. I think she would do well.
Patrick, my friend, thank you so much for being here, buddy.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you, Joe.
So we have the owners of Progressive Business Commercial Financing, Sam and, I'm going to get that wrong. What's that? Say that, Patrick. Say that.
Solonia.
Solonia? How'd he do?
He did really well.
Of course I did really well. Thank you,
Wade-Baskins.
Solonia.
Yes.
Solonia, thank you so much for being there. Sam, thank you so much for being there. We really do appreciate it. Julie saw your interview on Bill Russell's Around the Lake, sent it to me and said, she's awesome. Let's get her on the show. I also saw it and I thought it was just exceptional because you actually made financing interesting, you know.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being here. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah. So Joe and Julie and Patrick, thank you for having us.
So let's get started with what is Progressive Business and Commercial Financing. What is it actually?
So actually, what we do is we do commercial and real estate lending, leasing, and financing, but we use the non-traditional alternative way. So when I talk to business owners and we sit down and we have a conversation, I let them know that when their business is struggling and it's not mature enough for the bank, for whatever reason it is, a credit score, time in the business, revenue, we are the alternative, non-traditional way of helping a business owner get over that hump and helping them to succeed and go to the next level of their business.
And so when you say that, I went to your website, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the things I really liked was all the different types of loans that you have. Most people don't realize it, but there's plenty of ways to skin that cat, right? And you're the cat to do that.
Exactly.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so there are different ways to get things done. I can remember years ago, I had a bunch of restaurants inside office buildings, and you can imagine, I had tapped out that ability to borrow more money. And then I found out about equipment leasing. Then all of a sudden, the doors open back up again. I can open up 10 more of them, right?
Exactly.
So there's different types of approaches to getting what it is. You will help them open their eyes to stuff they would have no idea about.
They would have no idea. And one thing we realized, Joe, when talking to business owners is that they want to do what they love, right? Like you said, financing is boring. A lot of people don't understand it. It's just numbers, debit, and credit. So they want to do what they love and what they enjoy. And so what we take pride in is sitting down with every business owner and knowing that you're different. Your business is different. What your goal is and what your purpose is for the business, who you are in your business is different. And so we want to sit down with you and explain it, understand your business, understand why you're doing it. How does it make you who you are? And how can we help you? And then we explain the different ways of your lending.
And when I went to small business people out there doing listening, or spouses or friends of small business people, when you have been turned down from the no account, no good for nothing, aggravating big banks.
I thought you were going with me this time. Okay. Dodged another one.
The bank on that one.
The bank, thank goodness.
I want you to call Progressive. Because what you can do for them is just listen to what they're after and find a way through what it is they want to do. There is another way besides knocking on the door of the no account, no good for nothing, aggravating big bank.
That's it.
You are the solution.
It's always a way. It's always to get a way to get around that difficulty. If you sit down and you think about it and we come together, and we want business owners to know that we're in it with them, right? Yeah. We are a small business ourselves. So we understand the brick walls. We understand the frustrations. We understand those nights when you can't sleep, when you're up 2 o'clock in the morning.
Amen.
Right?
You don't own a small business if that ain't happening.
Right? And as you were speaking of fear earlier, we understand that fear of having a family, having to make it work. And it's you to that point where, how do I do this? Where do I go? And we're those problem solvers. We're that faith-based company that says, let's sit down, let's talk about it. Maybe let's even pray about it. But we're here to help you because we're in it with you.
Okay, so y'all didn't just wake up on a Tuesday and decide you go find people money.
It was Wednesday.
Sam, tell me what life was like, because it didn't happen on a Tuesday. You kind of walk me through this.
It didn't happen on a Tuesday.
I mean, you always been in financing?
I've been a jack of all trades, a master of none. I would say my last, real job was an insurance agent. And I always wanted to do something on my own and something in financing. So I came up with the name Progressive Business and Finance in 2021. And just the interest in business and how money works is what intrigued me to actually start our business. And my wife came along and joined me. Her job was ending. She couldn't go.
Oh, I know what her job is, sales. You don't have to tell me that. I can tell.
Yeah, this is an accountant, but this woman is fabulous.
No way.
She was an accountant.
No way.
Yes. I was an accountant in Manhattan. I'm from Jersey City.
Wow.
Came accounting 10 plus years in Manhattan. And
I wouldn't have figured that.
My job was coming to an end, and I looked at him and said, I ain't going back to work, so we got to do something. What we want to do when we figured, we said, you know what, cash flow. We want to understand how cash flow works, and we want to help other people and business owners understand how cash flow works. How can we help them get that generational blessings is what we said. How can we help them in whichever way that comes? It could come financially, it could come through health, it could come through knowledge, whatever you need to gain to help you sustain and grow. Is that what we want to
see? Your background with accounting is very helpful in this regard, because people don't realize there's a whole way to communicate with finance people. It's different than small business people, right? We just talk a completely different language. We don't know it, you understand? And the fact that you can make that conversation with a finance person really matters a big deal.
Yes, make it simple, right? As a child can understand it. And I tell them, finance is something that is the foundation of your business, but you really don't want to do it because it's boring. Right?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
When you say non-traditional, can you drill down into that a little bit more?
You were reading my mind. That's the question I was going to ask.
That's not that hard.
Okay.
Now, non-traditional for our listeners. What does that mean?
Meaning we use private lenders and investors to get you money, the money that you need. So we have niche lenders. So you know how you go to a bank, we tell people that banks they could be traditional, right? They can be traditional, black and white. Either you have a good credit score or you don't. How long you've been in business, you don't fit. It's either black and white. We have niche lenders. And so if a business owner comes to us in a restaurant industry and they say we need a loan, we're not going to send you to a private lender that invests in trucks. We're going to send you to a private lender that invests in restaurants because they know how the flow of restaurants. They know how it works. They know the ups and downs. They know the brick walls. If you come to us and say we have a trucking company, we're going to send you to a trucking lender so that we understand and that they can understand your business and who you are. And so we have those niche lenders, private lenders and investors. And that's what we mean by non-traditional.
Right.
Yes.
And so the next question I was going to ask you is about consumer financing.
Yes.
I know about this years ago. One of my favorite businesses of all time was a closet manufacturing business, and I was one of the first ones to set up financing for my clients. So instead of them buying one closet, now they can do the whole house,
Absolutely.
right? And so I'm a big fan of this. Can you talk a little bit about it? Because there's a bunch of business people out there that miss this point.
Yes.
Helping the client, helping the customer buy your product is solid gold.
Absolutely.
And that's what this is. Talk about
Absolutely. We got into some people call it consumer financing, same thing. But we continue to come across business owners who continue to have the problem of not being paid. And that was their problem. They couldn't get the revenue stream in. They couldn't make their profit because they were waiting for monthly payments to come in. And they will come to us and say, we just need this until next month, until we're paid. And so customer financing is a powerful tool that puts payment over price. And so it allows a business owner to offer customer financing to their customer. What happens is it goes out, and what's the great thing is it goes out to 35 lenders in 1 to 2 minutes. They have multiple options of approval. Once the customer is approved and accepts that, the money, the full amount, say the invoice is $10,000. The $10,000 is paid out in as little as 24 to 72 hours. And so now the business owner is completely paid, and the customer is now, the relationship is between the lender and the customer. So now the customer pays the lender. They have 24 to 84 months, and the business owner is paid. So now they can work. The customer has the value, and the business owner can bring the service.
Customer has a monthly payment, so they're happy, and the business has got its cash, so they can continue to operate the cash flow.
There you go.
Yes. Increasing value. We talked about that in our 12 points earlier.
You're absolutely correct. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more.
Okay.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. This is Progressive Business Financing. Say last.
Solonia.
Solonia. Gosh, I'm going to get that.
No, you're not.
If it's WSIC.
Your business matters.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Now, if you struggle with my name, then that would be a problem.
There's more Local Biz
Sam.
Now.
Solonia is fine.
Away from the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Here is your WSIC community calendar. The Docksiders, performing at Kane Center for the Arts on Saturday, December 9th, are almost sold out.
Julie says,
The
pay
Docksiders
attention to
take it back
Wilton.
to the year 1981.
She's got your
Their unique
website
and electric
on the-
tribute
on the
acts
book.
of Yacht Rock,
Okay.
feature songs from
Last
Hall &
segment.
Oates, Christopher Cross, Kenny
We
Loggins,
good?
and more.
Are you
The
treating my girl out there
Saturday,
okay?
December 9th at Kane Center for the Arts.
She
To
gave me
purchase
that
your
look
tickets,
like she ain't
visit
happy.
kanearts.org.
Can you hear us?
Community singers of Lake Norman are performing again Christmas time, December 3rd in
Nobody
Newport,
likes Wilton.
December 5th in Bakersville, and December 11th in Cornelius, each evening at a different church. Community singers of Lake Norman. For more info, visit
Baby, you got 15 minutes,
lakenormansings.com.
and then you can
The
holler.
Community singers of
Exactly.
Lake Norman,
Yeah.
lakenormansings.com.
15 minutes. That's all we need. Actually, about 12.
Want to see more than 5 million Christmas lights at one time?
I feel like I'm back in
Speedway
high school
Christmas
in that
is
radio
back.
bar.
Happening
passing
daily,
class.
the amazing Speedway Christmas at
quicker
Charlotte
than
Motor
everything.
Speedway is happening now through January 7th.
Well, I
The show
never
is open
did any of
6 to
this
10
in my
p.m.
life. No, and it's like
The
for me to be
infield
doing this
Christmas
and for
Village
doing it
is
over
open
10 years,
Thursday through Sunday
no,
nights.
I mean my family
Speedway
laughed at
Christmas
me.
at Charlotte Motor
It's because I'm weird and peculiar that it works, right?
You have a personality.
So you can't, right?
I never took a class on this either.
Santa is
I
here.
just
Schedule
stumbled
your
across
time
it
to
and
take
said, hey, want to get
pictures
radio
between
shots?
now
And
and
sure.
Christmas
Really?
in Birkdale.
Julie said, we
For more
love
info,
Wilton.
to schedule
I could
your
do it.
time with Santa, visit
Really?
birkdalevillage.com.
So you're new to the area,
Enjoy
correct?
some time with
I
Santa
am.
and the
Okay.
Winter
I'm from
Wonderland
Jersey.
So let's talk a little bit about that.
A classic Christmas in
I'm from
Mooresville.
Charlotte.
Friday, December 8th.
You're the one.
For more info, visit
I know, the one, the
Mooresville
only
and
one.
guy.
Take a picture.
You were
Charlotte.
born in Charlotte?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I never-
And we
have an
moved here
event you
2
would
years
like to
ago.
tell
I'm
people
3.
about? Yard sales,
Here,
with
he
sales,
forced you back home,
every
didn't he?
week.
Yeah, well,
Visit
yes.
For him.
For him. He brought me this way. But then he moved me to Huntersville, and I was like, this is not Charlotte, because you know Huntersville
Right,
is
right,
city.
right, right.
But I love
It is a
it.
different,
I
you're
love
right, it is a different
I was
world.
like,
North Mecklenburg is
Yeah.
completely
Yes,
different.
I was like,
It's been
wow. I
like
was like,
that.
this is nice.
Yeah, it's been like that for years, though.
Yeah, yeah,
I would
I
say
know.
like the 90s, you know.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah, I was like the only Charlotte
Heading into
teen,
the
you know, a
evening,
couple of us
mostly
here. You
clear
know,
skies.
It's a lot like
and
Florida. I
overnight
call
low
it
is
Florida,
going to be
same thing.
below
It's like
Is
nobody's
it?
from
Nobody's
there.
from Florida.
Nobody's
down
from
around
Florida.
27
Where you from?
degrees.
Connecticut.
This has been your
Oh,
Okay.
you're from North Philly.
Yeah, not far from
I see what is
25 seconds.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yep.
Revitalize your landscape with ease. Experience hassle-free transformations with Drum Landscape Supply's swift and reliable delivery service. Visit drumlandscapesupply.com today. Drum Landscape Supply, your local one-stop landscape shop.
It's Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone.
Stop
on
copying
the
me.
new
Stop
1059
copying me.
100.7
You
WSIC.
guys are good together.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Synergy.
You are listening
To Local Biz Now.
the #1 talk business show in all of North Carolina.
In all the vills.
We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do.
Educate as well.
We can educate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know we do too much of that.
It's easier to say inform.
Somebody else does, like our guest does.
They
that.
educate. We
There
entertain.
we go. Okay.
We entertain.
We are talking with the founder and owner of Progressive Business Financings. Oh, gosh. Sam
And Solonia.
Solonia.
Solonia. You should have practiced that during the commercial.
Wade-Baskin. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
So
yes.
I don't know if small business people realize the importance of what it is you do for them, especially in an environment with FBA being 7 1/4. There are other alternatives.
Yes.
You know, for example, some of the alternatives might have been too expensive, but now they're absolutely worth looking at. It just so I do want people to hear that. Please go to the website. You can go to WSIC Facebook. Julie has put their website on as well. But if they wanted to reach you, how could they reach you?
Well, our website is www.progressivebusinessfinance.com. Our email address is info@progressivebusinessfinance.com. And my number is Solonia is 980-306-4467. Or you can always reach out to Sam at 704-912.
1593.
1593.
Joe will call Sam because he can say his name.
I know.
Right. Solonia, I love you, baby. I'm calling Sam. I say, Sam.
You know what, Joe? Yeah. I answer all the emails anyway. It's always me anyway.
She sure does.
It's always me.
Okay, so you guys are kind of new to the area, right? We were at break, and Sam said, "Well, I grew up here," so, and you know, Patrick said, "You the one, you the dude that actually grew up in Charlotte." So walk me through this love story, how you got Solonia, because I got to be honest with you, man, she a catch.
Yeah, she sure is,
and you lucky. Because you don't look like no catch.
See how he does that? You see how he does that?
I pulled you in. My pockets were kind of fat. My pockets were kind of fat. So. Yeah, but Solonia and I met one night at a bar and grill. And it was funny. I wasn't going out that night, and she wasn't coming to the place where we met. Mm-hmm. And she actually came and sat right beside me. And
was that intentional, baby?
No.
Okay. I'm just checking. Like you see, you know.
Yeah, she saw.
Yeah, she saw Sam. She said, "Oh."
Yeah. Right,
but she said no, Sam. Okay, go on. Go on with the story now.
I want to hear her version when he's done.
Yeah, I was the coolest guy in there. She had no choice. That's my story. You know.
I got it, Sam. Yeah. I got it. Okay.
But we met that night there and have been together ever since, and we did the long distance thing for 3 years, back and forth, Charlotte to Jersey, Jersey to Charlotte, and we've just been together ever since.
Yes.
Yeah.
How long is that?
5 years.
Yes,
since
2018.
Yeah.
Yes, July of 2018.
We did
before
the
he messed up.
So then he said, "Come to Charlotte." Is that what happened here?
So what happened? He actually tricked me. So what happened is...
That boy, Sam. Sam, I knew there's somewhere you got this girl.
That's how every good romance starts. He tricked me.
It wasn't legit, Sam. I knew that. Okay.
No, but I was Jersey City working at Manhattan, and I would say I'm never leaving Jersey City. Right. I'm going to always be in Manhattan. I'm always...
Jersey girl.
I'm a Jersey girl, right? And so I met Sam, and we come to Charlotte, and it took about 3...
I was living in Charlotte.
He was living in Charlotte, and I would come to visit. And I was like, okay, Charlotte may not be that bad. It may be okay. And COVID hit. And so we started looking.
You got stuck.
Right?
Sam say, baby, come on, hurry up and get to Charlotte.
and we started looking for houses, but I couldn't come, right? I couldn't come look for houses. So he would look. He actually picked a house. I didn't see the house until we were accepted. The quote was accepted. But when I came to the house to look at it, I was like, this is not Charlotte. I see cows and horses. I said, where are we? I said, this is not Charlotte. This is not what you promised me. He's like, I said, no street lights. It's dark. I'm like, this is not where you said that we were coming.
She's scared of anything.
Any bug.
Anything. Bugs, squirrel, rabbit, whatever.
We got a lot of those.
So what she's Huntersville.
Exactly. I was like, this is not where, this is not.
Well, I asked this question because clearly you are skilled at networking and connecting with people. How is that from Jersey to Huntersville, North Mecklenburg, right?
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
I bet it is.
But you know what? Yeah. I appreciate it because in Jersey up north, I realized that everything is transactional. Versus in Huntersville and Cornelius, the Lake Norman area, it's relational. It's about relationship.
Right.
And so when I first got here, you know, because working really in the corporate world, it's like, what can I do for you? How can I help you up north, right? Versus here, it may take 7 times before somebody asks what you do. I'm like, well, is he going to ask what I do? And so, but you appreciate it because up north what's the next best transaction? I'm going to the next best thing. Here, you build loyalty, you build friends, you build relationships, and you become good friends with these people and it expands overall.
And then they become your cheerleader as well.
Right there, and good things happen, right? Versus up north is very transactional. So I had to get used to it. But when I talk to people that are not from here and they're having difficulty with that, I tell them slow down and just enjoy the moment. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sometimes we move so quickly that we lose track of what's really important. But when you kind of slow down and enjoy the people and have conversation, learn about their kids, learn about where you go to church at, you build those relationships. And it's more than business.
Yeah. Sam, you got it. She ain't going back. She ain't going
back,
Sam.
No.
It's more than business.
I told her she turned from Solonia to Susan. You know, that Jersey girl.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
We give her a nickname. We'll
Yes.
She'll be a Southern girl in
right,
no time.
In business, I compare that to a long game and a short game. You know, you're building your customer every day, but you're building it with that 20-year mindset. You're building, how can I keep this person from doing business with me for the next couple of decades? Maybe I didn't make the dollar today, but I know they're going to be with me. And that's, as a fellow Northerner myself, Solonia and I talked during the break, we're not all that far away from each other where we both grew up. I found the social difference between the North and the South like that. It's long game relationship down here. Up North, it's not even what are you doing for me lately, it's what are you doing for me right now?
And if I see the next best thing, I'm going to drop you and move on. And so, it's a great thing to have that relationship.
So Sam, you said you really wanted to be in finance. Why is that? What is it about finance that just keeps driving you to that?
Money is people always need money. You know, it's the driving force with everything, basically. You know, and you can use it in different avenues. You know, we use it.
Salona, he might be kind of smart.
I know.
He tricked me. He kind of smart, ain't he?
Listen, I'm the outgoing networker.
Right.
He's the behind the scenes.
I got it.
Dibbling down. Yes.
Okay, I see it.
Yes.
It took the whole show. It took the whole show, but I got it now.
My mic wasn't on. Oh God.
Yes.
But so to you, finance is just where you felt you wanted to be. That was your lane.
Yes. And pass that knowledge on to other business owners and just people in general, you know, that the bank is not your only choice.
And it's interesting that you say that, because once you introduce them, for example, I gave you my story about equipment. Once you know, you know.
Once you know, you know.
And if you don't know, you don't even know to ask.
Exactly.
Right? And so you guys can lay out all of these different options for them. They can pick one that works. But here's the good news. They also will know all those other things for the future.
Exactly.
It gets a whole lot easier if they'll just sit down with you for about 30, 40 minutes. They'll know a whole lot more when it's over with.
And we want people, we were just discussing this, we want people to see our services as an investment, not a liability alone.
Right.
And when people have a strategic plan about their business and they borrow money and they use it for an investment, it can triple and double, and it can grow their business progressively and really big. But when you take it as a loan, as a liability, and you're just trying to scrabble and get this, you're going to be in the same position. And so we try to talk to them to educate people and say, we want you to look at this as an investment. Strategically plan where you want to go. Strategically know where you are, where you want to go, where you want to be, and lay that out. And we're here to help you do that.
And small business people, sometimes they really try and stay away from lending, and they miss the point.
They miss the point, yes.
The largest corporations in the world are borrowing money. Microsoft and Google, that have billions of dollars in the bank, are borrowing money. Exactly. It really does make sense at certain times to leverage other people's money, because you can grow faster and larger if you leverage the amount of cash that you have. And that's a conversation you can have with them.
And that's what we want people to see, business owners to see, that this is an investment. Use it. It's a great tool.
So what is a good? We've only got about a minute. So what's a good client? What's a good client profile look like? If they're listening, who is it that you really want to? Do you feel like you can help?
We want them to be open. Are you open to knowledge? Are you open to investing? Are you open, or do you have it? We want to break down the barriers that your parents have taught you about borrowing money and how to use money and the cash flow of money.
Give them your website one more time.
www.progressivebusinessfinance.com.
You are listening to
Solonia.
I thought he was going to have
Sam.
Almost had it.
Founders of Progressive Business Financing. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. If it's WSIC, say it, say it, say it.
Your business matters.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Oh, man.
The new 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Stay